So this video is going to be a little bit slower because it's late in the evening and I just want to spend some time kind of slowing down a little bit. Over there is my workstation, and there's a lot of electronics. I'm looking at this really big monitor, all these fancy gadgets, tools, recording equipment. It's pretty awesome. But sometimes we gotta just change the way we work. And so I registered the domain name Work Analog. And I think I'm really appreciating kind of the new toys and new tools that are really focused around slowing down. This is my journal by this company called Mind Journal. I think there's a demand, there's a marketplace for things that are tactile, things you can feel. And so today, I just want to spend a little time. I'm going to talk through a couple of my ideas and things that I'm working on for my business, for this channel, just for a lot of things. And I'm going to focus some time getting it up on the board. And so if you're hanging out, welcome. This might be a little slow video, so feel free to just slow down, grab a beverage, grab a note of paper. So I'm going to focus on what I got up here already, and I'll build upon it. So I think one of the things I'm working on is just an alternative to courses. Everything online today is everyone's trying to build the next platform. Everyone's trying to build a membership service. And is the internet saturated? Maybe. Are there opportunities for you to keep building? Like what is it like to create a podcast in 2020, 2021? I definitely know with my podcast, it's slow going. Like there's so many good stuff out there, and what you have is this exponential curve of people on the top end and then everyone else. And so how do you break and kind of disrupt some of that? So I'm thinking the first thing I'm looking at here is how to develop an alternative to courses. And so let's think about what the components of the stuff that's out there. Let's think about stuff. So I think first off, I gotta find the right pen. I'll get this little thicker pen. And I think courses, everyone's building a course. Let's call it a podcast. I'm going to combine podcast and no, let's keep them separate. It's called a video channel, or I'll just call it YouTube. There's a lot of competition. What is it like creating a YouTube channel in 2020? And then the third category of stuff I might add, in addition to courses, are just memberships. When I'm talking about memberships, it could be communities. I'm going to call them memberships/communities. And the challenge I'm seeing with some of those is that I'm part of a bunch of memberships. I'm part of this community called Visualize Value, Nest Lab, MakerPad, and these things pop up left and right. I got one for myself. You can join my community. Why would you join my community? What am I doing better than the top players out there? Why wouldn't you just go out and sign the top players? And so that's kind of the same thing. It's like, why would you listen to a small-time podcast when all this great, beautifully produced content's out there? So I think in order to succeed at the small scale, you got to niche down and be very specific. I don't want to. I think I reject that. I guess I want to be able to kind of try out different things. And so, an alternative to courses, recipes, bundles, podcasts. And I think back in the day, there used to be blogs, newsletters. So I'll combine those two, or just written form. But and what I like about as I'm writing this stuff, doing a little sketch. Right? And so what that sketch does is it lets me kind of just slow down. Right? This channel, I'm not sure how many people are actually going to listen to this, because it's got to be insanely, frustratingly boring because I'm going so slow. Listen to this at 2x speed. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to consume. So what I'm really thinking about is, how do we create something that is just more tactile? So writing with a pen, I don't know, what can I get? 30 words a minute, maybe, writing. I can type 60, 70 words a minute. And so, but the beauty is, when I'm tactile, now I'm looking at this, and you can say, I can get one of those digital boards. I can zoom in, zoom out. But there's something about just being able to feel, touch, makes us human again. And what I also like is I got these little markers, and what it does, it helps just add some visual interest. Helps me make connections, thinking to ideas. The podcast, I might think about sketch my little mic. And with YouTube, sketch out the play button, I guess. So everyone's got a community, everyone's got things. What's missing is all these things are interesting ideas, interesting connections. But there's something about the center of intersections. So if you think communities, podcast, everyone's got a Gumroad page, digital goods, all these things are just raw ingredients. And so at the center part, I'm thinking of just like remix of ideas. Like how do we need to package and put things together into something new that hasn't been created. And so at the intersection of all these things is value. So I think because it's so easy for me to just go out and create a YouTube channel, so easy for me to go out and create a podcast, so easy to go out and just create a guide for this and this and this and this. That's easy. When it's easy, everyone's doing it. And when everyone's doing it, it's done at scale. And when it's at scale, price goes to zero. Value goes to zero. So then to create something incrementally net new, you'd have to create something new, something that doesn't exist. So I created this space, and it's a very small kind of little office. We're looking at 10 by 10, 100 square feet or less, but I've packed in everything I could possibly pack in. And over there, I've created a digital workspace. That's where that's where I do my computer work. And in this corner over here, this is where I'm going to focus on just getting back to the basics, working analog. I got my box of pens right here. Got my sketchnote idea book, my journal. I think I'm going to try to create a little space in this corner where I'm going to try to get away from that desk over there, get away from that computer, and go back to more of slowing down. So how do you learn more? You learn more by slowing down, and people want to maximize what they can today because there's so much stuff, so much time. And so part of me was thinking, I don't know if most of you guys remember Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes back in the day were like book summaries. It would summarize a book. I think I'm subscribed to Blink List, which gives you like a one-page summary of a lot of books. You can digest a bunch of books that way. But again, those are just raw ideas. And so I think what's missing is taking those Cliff Notes, combine them together. So maybe there needs to be some sort of analysis, someone doing the learning, because these communities are kind of individually niche. Everyone's learning themselves and connecting, making connections. But what if we were able to take all that learning, combine it together, and create something net new? So I think on this channel right now, I have quite a bit of stuff starting to put out around communications, treating yourself as a media company. But I like to combine the digital and the analog, which is really about my company. 1980 is bridging between Gen X and Gen Y, millennials, digital natives. And I'm watching my kids on TikTok, that are editing videos different than how I would edit in Final Cut Pro. And so the world is changing, and the tools that we use need to change. So do you embrace the power of sketches and visuals here and use tools of tomorrow? I think that's where I'm going. Hey, if you're part of watching this, welcome. Thank you for watching. This is probably an incredibly long and slow video, but I appreciate you just sitting here. I think find time to really just slow down. And I wonder if maybe I can just create a video where you can just hang out with me, watch me work. We'll see you in the next one. We'll just end with me filling up this board. So hang tight if you want to watch. Otherwise, go click on another video. do things for you. So I wonder if is there a market for a combination of all the above, right? Like you get tools, templates, but also be able to hire and get things done, kind of like this. I'll just think about that for a little bit. So for now, I'm going to move this step down. The idea is to create value by remixing things, bundles. Clip notes here because I think also get that. Description box, which really looks like space. It's kind of a community element there. All I'm trying to do is figure out an alternative to courses because I can't stand courses. But to bundle then service behind that. So whether I subscribe to Design Pickle or some as a service platform and integrate into this,